Listen, I know that all people are thinking about right now is the Jordan 1 Lost and Found, but trust me, today's sneaker is actually pretty dope, so let's take a look. Here we have the box, and there's going to be absolutely no surprises with this. It is literally the standard black and red Jordan 1 box. So let's just skip past that and pop them open. And let me show you guys today's pair of Jordan 1s. It is the Gorge Green. Okay, so here we have them, guys. This is the Gorge Green Jordan 1s, and I gotta say, they're looking pretty good. I mean, I do have to say that they are kind of left field for like what they are, because these are kind of inspired by the super exclusive Japan pack. Back in 2001, Jordan Brand released a super limited pack of Jordan 1s. It was comprised of 4 different pairs, and it was called the Co.JP pack. It was the metallic silver, the midnight navy, and then the black and white pairs. Now, all of the pairs were extremely limited and only dropped out in Japan. However, if you guys remember, in 2020 we got a retro of both the metallic silver and the midnight navies, and then the very next year in 2021 we got the Bordeaux colorway, which also drew inspiration from that pack with the silver Nike swoosh and the plastic Jordan Wings logo. And then this year in 2022 we're getting the Gorge Green, which obviously has some very strong similarities to that Bordeaux colorway. So these are actually set to drop later on this year, so let me give you guys all of the release details. So as of right now, I believe the actual release might just be split between 2 different dates. So originally they were rumored to drop on November the 26th. However, recently we started getting some other rumors that the actual release date is going to be December the 28th. So what I would kind of assume is going to happen is that these are going to drop on November the 26th in some regions, specifically here in the UK and the EU. However, for you guys out in the US, it's going to be a December 28th release. Now, I can't guarantee this, but judging on how the releases have been throughout this year for Jordan Brand, they have split up between regions quite a lot. So again, that's just my prediction, but definitely stay awake on November the 26th and of course December the 28th, because they could drop on either or both. Now, these are going to retail for £170 here in the UK, and now in the US they're going to go for $180. I actually think that the release of these could be quite interesting, if I'm honest. Like, will these sit on shelves or will they sell out? I mean, the Bordeaux sold out, but yeah, we're obviously in a different time when it comes to Jordan 1s. I mean, this year's been pretty wild for the 1s actually. We've seen some absolute banger colorways sit on shelves. So it's kind of hard to say what's gonna happen when these do end up releasing. Now, personally, I actually prefer this colorway to the Bordeaux, and I really liked the Bordeaux. And there's not much in it, but yeah, this Gorge Green colorway, if I had to choose either one of them, I'm picking these. And if I had to guess, generally speaking, I think most people would pick these over the Bordeaux. I don't know, let me know which one you're taking down in the comment section. And I don't often wear the color green. Usually it's kind of incorporated into a little bit more of an earthy tone, but a more louder, punchy version of green is not something I often wear. Thankfully, this shade of green is actually super easy to rock. Again, I would say that it kind of falls a little bit more into kind of like that racing green type of color. It's still saturated, but definitely earthy and deep. Nothing crazy loud and bright. I do think that the name Gorge does sound nasty, but on foot, they definitely look pretty solid. That Gorge Green is on the upper panel, so you get it wrapping around the toe box, acting as the mudguard, moving up into the eye stays, and of course around towards the back of the sneaker on the heel and ankle area. The Nike branded tongue tag is also green, as well as the sock liner, which I gotta say feels a little bit more premium than some of the other mesh versions of a Jordan 1 sock liner. If you ever had the Bordeaux, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a little bit softer and just nice in hand. And that green is contrasted by this really bright white, which of course you get on the toe box, the medial and lateral, and of course up up around that ankle area as well. The tongue is white, so that's why I threw in the white laces, which I do think is a much better look. However, you do get laced on the pair of Jordans an actual green color, which matches the rest, which again doesn't look too bad as well. If you're someone who's familiar with the Bordeaux's, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that this is really nice, soft, buttery, tumbled leather that you find on this sneaker. Again, it is exactly the same leather that you found on the Bordeaux's, and it's just something that I was a huge fan of those when I had it back then, and still a huge fan of it now. It does feel nice in hand, nice and soft. I don't think you're gonna have any complaints when it comes to the leather on this pair of sneakers. Now, the silver swoosh is something that a lot of people had problems with when it came to the Bordeaux pair, so I know that that's probably gonna be an issue as well. People are just not the biggest fan of the silver swoosh. And it's exactly the same thing when it comes to the Wings logo as well. The plastic style that's on here, people don't tend to prefer that to the regular just painted on one. But yeah, those two in combination are definitely gonna turn some people off, but for me personally, I kind of like it. I mean, it's a direct callback to the super limited Japan pack, so I kind of like having it on there. Now, in terms of sizing, I personally go true to size on all Jordan 1s, so that's what I'm gonna recommend to you. And listen, at the end of the day, I think this is a solid pair of Jordan 1s. But I can't lie, there is a lot of competition out there, and the competition is pretty stiff when it comes to Jordan 1s this year. I mean, it's not like you necessarily have to settle. A lot of those nice colorways that have released are pretty reasonable in price. Definitely not like a few years ago where like most of them would sell out and end up reselling. So yes, if you haven't landed on that exact pair that you wanted in terms of Jordan 1s this year, I do think that this is a solid option and one that you can definitely throw some hard fits together with. But I'm gonna hand it off to you. Let me know what you think of the Jordan 1 Gorge Green down in the comment section. Is this a cop for you, or is there just too many Jordan 1s that you've picked up already this year? Either way, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then,